And this is the astrological forecast for the sign of Scorpio for 2019. Firstly, big thank you to all those kind people out there who have helped me out in this last year, particularly those who have sent me donations, because it's people like you who keep people like me going. Without those donations, I would not be able to keep this free service going, so thank you. Now, let's look at, first of all, some of the dates that are going to affect Scorpio in this coming year, and then I'll look at the meanings. So let's get the basics out of the way. The Scorpio new moon this year is going to be on the 28th of October at 4 degrees of Scorpio, and that is going to be exactly opposite Uranus. This is an incredibly important time. And it is without doubt one of the most significant times of the year for all of you, not just for any particular date. All Scorpios are on alert in the last week of October. It's quite possibly the most volatile time of the year for all of you. And it is a particularly interesting, not so much challenging, but interesting new moon. It's going to affect the world, but Scorpios in particular, 28th of October. The Scorpio full moon is on the 18th of May. Now, this is not really in that what I would consider a challenging position for many of you. Mercury moves into Scorpio on the 3rd of October, and then because it will go retrograde in Scorpio, it will then stay with you until the 20th of November. In fact, it will stay with you until the 9th of December. But during the 31st of October through to the 20th of November, when Mercury is retrograde, all of you are advised not to make any major changes, of course, at this time. So straight away, it does seem that this period of late October, with the full moon, the new moon exactly opposite Uranus, followed by Mercury going retrograde in your sign, does seem a somewhat topsy-turvy time where no major changes, of course, should be made at that time. Decisions can be made, but actions should be left until perhaps late November, because only then will you have a clarity of direction in front of you. Venus will move into Scorpio on the 8th of October and will then stay with you for 3 weeks until the 1st of November. And Mars will end the year in Scorpio. Mars moves into Scorpio on the 19th of November and then stays with you until the end of the year. So the last 6 weeks of November are likely to be the most proactive. It does seem very much as if with this new moon at the end of October, followed by a Mercury retrograde, and then as the Mercury retrograde ends, so Mars moves into Scorpio, it does suggest that the last 2 months of 2019 are going to be more hectic than the rest of the year put together. It also suggests that by mid-late November you're going to be in a position to not only make decisions but take actions in a way that should be very assertive and projective and hopefully positive as well. Looks like being a good time. Now, specifics. I'm not worried about Jupiter. Jupiter's in the next door sign from you, so he's not really affecting you. But the other 4 planets in the sky are, particularly Uranus. Now, Uranus spends the first couple of months of 2019 in Aries, a sign you have little in common with, so I'm not worried. But then Uranus moves into your opposite sign of Taurus. And over the period of March and early April, Uranus will oppose the Sun of those of you born around the 23rd, 24th, 25th of October. And if you're one of these people born in the first couple of days of Scorpio, you can expect Mars and April to be times of sudden changes in fortune, either for positive or for challenging, depending on your own flexibility. Then Uranus moves on. And from the rest of the year onwards, from May onwards, Uranus is going to be directly impacting on the lives of those of you born between the 26th and the 30th of October. So if you're one of these early Scorpios born in October, you can expect 2019 to be a year of change, which can be chaotic and dramatic and pull the rug from underneath your feet and send everything spinning, or it can equally be stimulating, exciting, fun, adventurous, innovative and futuristic. That is up to you. Depends how willing you are to make changes. Neptune in the sky is smiling on some of you. Neptune is going to be particularly looking after those of you born around the 7th to the 11th of November. And if you're one of these people, you're going to be finding that the imagination, the gut instinct, the dreams, the intuition, the sensitivity and the artistry of life is all going to be becoming a lot more accentuated. You're likely to develop your more spiritual attributes, and it's generally a good year for you people. Pluto is going to be particularly smiling on those of you born from perhaps the 13th through to the 17th of November. If you're one of these people, then this is a year of windows of opportunity for psychological growth, health and wealth, an in-depth, almost forensic ability to be able to get to the bottom of things and to make clear-based decisions based on what's going on around you. Very good year. Saturn will be smiling on those of you born from about the 7th through to the 13th of November. And if you're one of these, then this year is a year where you can actually get a lot done in a way that is both practical, grounded, down to earth, as well as not going over the top or overreaching yourself. For all of you, it does seem as if this year is going to be, compared to many people anyway, a pretty healthy year. Although some of you, especially those of you born in October, may choose to disagree with this once you get into the second quarter of the year and Uranus starts biting. What's particularly important is the months of late October and then particularly from mid-November through to the end of the year. More action there, more growth there than in the rest of the year put together. So bearing in mind that the most positive time of the year isn't coming until the last 6 weeks of 2019, I suppose the easiest thing, and probably the hardest thing as well for you to hear, the easiest thing for me to say is, as far as 2019 goes, Scorpio, have a patient year. Catch you later, folks. Bye.